A warm good evening to one and all present here. Uh, I welcome you all to the webinar series organized by the Coimbatore chapter of Computer Society of India. And today, the session is about startup, for which we have a valuable resource person, a practitioner, and he is here to share his ideas about from idea to launch about incubating startup.
Dr. Maharaj, sorry to interrupt. Could you
Yes,
wait for another couple of minutes so that others
sure,
could join? Then we could
sure,
start off. Yeah,
sure, sir.
yeah, please. Sorry, the
Understood.
sorry for the interruption. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I think we could start now. If you don't mind, please. Dr. Maharajan, I think we could start.
Yes, sir. I'm starting. A warm good evening to one and all present here. Again, today we have gathered in order to receive inputs from one of the practitioners about startup and the preparations that are needed to float our startup in a better way. So, in this regard, the session is about from idea to launch. And this session is going to be an enlightening one where we'll be able to receive a lot of ideas from our guest speaker. And I hereby request our chairman, Mr. R. Saravana Kumar, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you. Iniya Malai Vanakkam. A very good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome from the Computer Society of India Coimbatore chapter. I am particularly excited to be here today for this free webinar titled From Idea to Launch, How to Incubate Your Tech Startup. This particular session is designed to equip aspiring entrepreneurs with the knowledge and tools needed to transform their innovative ideas into successful tech ventures. Whether you are just starting to brainstorm or actively building your dream, this webinar will provide valuable insights at every stage. Our esteemed speaker for today is Sri Jayakarthi, the founder and CEO of the Snippet app. Not only is Sri Jayakarthi a young and passionate entrepreneur, but also a third-year integrated MSc data science student from the Coimbatore Institute of Technology. His unique perspective and experience will provide valuable insights for anyone embarking on their tech startup journey. Having had the privilege of mentoring Sri Jayakarthi, I can personally attest and vouch for his passion, dedication, and commitment in whatever he does. In this session, you will gain the knowledge and tools to transform your startup vision into a reality. He will focus on the following key areas like how to sharpen your idea, discover how to refine your concept to perfectly align with the market demands, how to craft your roadmap. You will learn the essential steps to create a comprehensive and effective business plan, and how to navigate the ecosystem. You will be able to gain insights on navigating the intricacies of startup incubation programs. You'll also be able to pitch with confidence, wherein you would be able to master the art of crafting a compelling pitch deck that captivates investors. And finally, you would also be able to thrive beyond incubation, wherein you would be able to explore strategies to ensure long-term success beyond the incubator stage. This is a fantastic opportunity to learn from Sri Jayakarthi's first-hand experience and gain actionable strategies for launching your own startup. Let us leverage Sri Jayakarthi's experience and the knowledge shared here to ignite the spirit of innovation in Coimbatore's tech scene. And over to Sri Jayakarthi.
Good evening to another present over here. So this is Sri Jayakarthi from Coimbatore Institute of Technology. So shall we start the session? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Jayakarthi, we can start. There is an echo from your side. Please tune it.
Yes, sir. Is it audible? Is it clear now, sir?
Yeah, it's clear now. Let me stop my screen sharing so that you can take over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Jayakarthi. Now we can take over.
Yes, sir. So we are going to have a session on from idea to launch, how to incubate your tech startup. So this session is all about incubating yourself to a incubation center to grow your startup. So a startup can be anything. Like you can have a kind of product. You can make your own product to become a startup owner. Or if you're from a CS side, if you're from a CS background, you can solve the real-time problems to make your own tech startup. So it's all about that. So the session completely comprises from from your ideating your startup and making it as a big company simply. So the list of contents are transforming your idea into a viable solution, building a comprehensive business plan, navigating the incubation ecosystem, crafting a compelling pitch deck, and thriving beyond the incubator. So this is what we are going to talk about in this session. So let me start with the first topic. So transforming an idea into a viable solution. So after we become adults, or once we are in our college, have all this thought of becoming a businessman, and we all will have a business idea in our mind. So it's all about, it's not about a business idea, it should be about solving a problem. So from problem to solution, start with the real problem that you have observed. So your solution should solve a problem. So ensure that your idea solves the problem effectively. This is the 2 points which you should like notice in the first stage. So your idea should make someone's work easier in such a way, like it should not make your work, should not make someone's work tougher, it should make someone's work easier, address a widespread issue. Either it can be a product or service. Startups or any company, it can be a product or service. It should not, it like only so let's have that email. In case people have many problems in uh,
Sorry,
like,
Karthi, sorry to
yes.
interrupt. We are having some sort of audio issues because your voice is not stable.
Mr. Jayakath, your
audible
voice
now?
is breaking.
Second, sir. Let me check it. Is it audible now, sir?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. Please
Hello.
proceed.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes, sir. I will proceed. Yes, sir. So he made email. So the like he got the thought of making email. It's really great. So he just found a problem, that slow and insufficient long distance communication. For that, since he is from a tech background, he's from a CS background, he just made email. So users compose messages digitally. Messages are sent instantly over the internet. Recipients can read and respond to their convenience. So this is the initial stage to whatever like communication which is made initially was it. This is the seed which was put by Ray Tomlinson. So like this, he just addressed an issue which is faced by more people. So he just continued it to make it as a solution, and he just marketed it as a business, and he just made millions and millions. So like points to remember while you are creating a viable solution, like consider you just got an idea. Like if you got an idea, you should work on it to make it to the next stage. So to work on it, you should always consider these points to make it to the next level. So gather feedback from the potential user. So consider you are going to make some kind of product or a service to a group of people. So you should first of all go to them and whether like ask them whether the solution will help them or not, and develop a minimal viable product. You can be very sound in creating a complex product. You can have a very complex ideology. You can think in a complex way, and you like if you are, you can make a like complex product. But when it comes to an user, he always seeks for a minimum viable way, like in a simpler way, so that it is always essential to make it as a minimum viable product. So like it will be easy for you to scale it up. So if you are going to create it as a complex product at the initial stage, there are multiple possibilities that you might burn out in the initial stage, or like the users need to have a tutorial to learn your product and use it. It should not be that case when you are a kind of startup. Like when you start up, like you're in a way to start up a company. So you should have always have a minimum viable product, then you should scale it up. Or if you have got a great like background, like if you can think complexly, you always wait and always see the waves once after people are getting uh, used to your product and test core functionalities.
Sorry, Karthi. Again. Sorry, Karthi. Again, we are having
Yes,
some
sir.
breaks.
Yes, sir.
I know. I mean, I'm not sure about.
Is it audible now, sir?
No, it's audible now, but okay. Please proceed. Now it's okay.
One
But I
second,
hope
sir. I will
maybe
get to the
it's over
top floor.
from.
1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, now it's loud and clear. Please proceed.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're loud and clear. Please proceed.
Yes, sir. So test the core functionalities. So your product or service, which is from your tech background, so it should work in all devices. It should not work in a particular device. So any user who can have like any user should be able to use your product or service, irrespective of his background. Like not all will, like not everyone owns a MacBook, and not everyone owns a like minimum version of Android. So you should make a product or a service in such a way that it is being used by everyone. So define your unique selling points. So in this manner, like if you're having a product, so if you're finding a solution, there might be someone who found the same solution, but you should always have a unique selling point to continue with and ensure your solution is meaningful and effective. So once you have done all the four above points, you can just ensure that your solution is meaningful and effective. Once the product is released, once you're getting feedback again, you can just evaluate whether your product is like whether the solution is meaningful or effective. Let us move on to the next slide. So this is the second topic, building a comprehensive business plan. So once you're all done, once your product is ready, like once you just like you sat for days and nights to make your own product, and now it's all about business and making money out of it. And this presentation, this like the slides coming upon will help you to make like how it should be made and what are the key points should be kept in mind to make it as a greater thing. So you should always have a mission, goal, market analysis, product offerings, marketing strategies, and financial projections to like scale it up to move on. So step to make a business plan, define your mission. You should always have a mission. You should like everyone like making a product will have a mission, what they are going to do, and they will have their core values and policies that the CEO or the founder or anyone who have made it describe the industry and the target market. So once you are making a product or a service, you should always make a market analysis of how much users will use our product and who is our target audience. So this will help you to market your product or service in a simpler manner. And market analysis will comprise of two simple points: size and growth projection, trends and opportunities. So consider you are making a solution. So if that is not in trend, no one is going to use it. And size and growth projections, it should be scalable to the maximum. It should not be scalable to a minimum kind of people. It will be good, but once if your product is like great, people are using it, they will pay for it. If it's not that great, people, if there are more number of people who are using your product or a service, like then obviously they are gonna use it from. So from that you can just earn some money. But consider people who are making limited amounts of services, and like the market is low, like only a few people using it, they'll be scaling it, like because they are the only one who are going to make it, and they'll be having a greater price for the usage. So marketing and promotional strategies. So once you're all done with this, once you're done the market analysis, once you're done with the target market, you can go with the marketing and promotional strategies. So promotional strategies will always differ for each and every market and target audience. So you should always seek for the optimized manner. So you should not go to consider you're having a product which helps the elderly people. So you should not go to them and say and like hit up a trendy song or something to promote your product. That will not work with them. You should have a convincing tone to go and sell your product to them. And in vice versa, consider yourself having a very trendy product which is used by most of the teenagers and like young ones, you should not go to them and say them in a convincing manner. This is how the promotional strategies work in introducing key team members. So team members play a vital role. You should always like give your into to them. You should always make them great. You should always teach them in everything. Like they should also learn from you. It's not about giving them money and making them work for you. It's about making their professional and personal life good. So this is the simple steps to make a business plan. And there's a saying, right? If you're good at something, then you should never do it for free. Like this is all about making a business plan. So navigating the incubation system. So simply an incubation center will provide the resource, support and guidance. And most of the incubation centers in Coimbatore are not getting equity. Equity means the share that they will be getting once it is developed as a company. Consider like there are many mega companies, big companies. Not only the owner will own all the 100% of the shares, 70% of the shares or 60% of the shares will be owned by the owner. Others all will be owned by the stakeholders or the sister concerns. So this plays a vital role here. So not all incubation centers ask for equity, but some ask for equity. And I will tell you what incubation center will give you and what are the basic steps that you need to follow to get into an incubation center. So an incubation center gives you the infrastructure and workspace. So consider yourself have got an idea and you just made a product, marketed it, but you need a place to work. You need a kind of ecosystem like that. Incubation center will provide you that mentorship and guidance. Like you should always have a kind of mentorship in an incubation center. There the people who owns it or started it will be a business owner, and he will have the experience. Always knowledge is lesser than experience. Like experience plays a vital role in business. So the mentorship will be provided by them. So networking opportunities, there will be a lot more other startups, like lot more other founders who founded the company. You might get the skills, you might get the contacts from them. Business support and service. So you will get the business support. Consider yourself made a product or a service for which you need another business support, so that you can get the contact of that. Funding opportunities, like some incubation centers will be funding your startup, but most of the incubation centers will give the contact to the funders, so that you can get the contact. Educational resources. So once you are a kind of a startup owner, so you just need the resources, like how to make a company, how to get the contacts, how to network with people. There are a lot more other strategies that you need to take upon. So they will provide the educational resources there. Credibility boost. So your product will be recognized. Market access. So like you can, like if you are into an incubation center, you can get the whole market. Your thing will be advertised by them. So like it's in a simple manner. So you will get the market access. Technology support. So since you're like getting connected with the other people, like co-founders and the other founders, like they will also have a tech startup, so you will find the technological support there. Cost savings, this is the most important point. So consider yourself making an office. Consider yourself having a tech startup, like tech startup which makes services, not as product services. So you just need an office. So for that office, you just need to go to a place, rent it, and you just need to pay all that rent and stuff. So in an incubation center, you'll be given with an office, so you can just make your own office and stuff there. So accelerated growth. So obviously once if it all if you are getting all this, you'll get a great growth. Community and emotional support. In the initial stages, you might feel lonely. You might feel like you should sacrifice all your plans with your friends. So this incubation center will help you to like combat the loneliness and stuff. So I got into an incubation center with the help of my college alumnus Prasant Ganesh sir, and he introduced me to Ambimurthy sir. He founded Alamaram, and I want to show you. I want to share the website link so that you can also get to know about it once again. Yes, I hope my screen is visible. So yeah, this is where I belong. So this is where I belong to. So you can, if you are a startup, like if you have got a startup idea, or if you have got an idea to make it as a startup, or if you are already running a startup, you can just you can just apply here so that they will provide the support for you. There are 19 plus startups, 82 employees, created 1.5 million combined revenue in 2 years that we have made. So I think here is me, and this is Ambimurthy sir. So this is my incubation center. I've also uh, uh, got the incubation centers that are in Coimbatore. So I will share this link. So these are the incubation center that are in Coimbatore, that they provide a good mentorship and growth for you, like Agri Business Incubation Society, Amrita College, Kodisha. Like these are the things, like they provide a good uh, incubation service. Like they give a good mentorship. So coming back to our presentation. So here, like there are 12 plus incubation center. Yes, I have mentioned it in Coimbatore, and many startups have been incubated. Like even school students are starting their own company and getting incubated into a startup, and many of the other guys are like even elderly people, and also anyone who got a good idea are getting into an incubation system. But getting into an incubation system, you just need a pitch deck. Pitch deck is something which you need to make it to explain you about your business, about your marketing strategies, about your growth, about the expected market. So if they can make it, why can't you? It's all about that question. So let's proceed. So yeah, crafting your pitch deck. Pitch deck is a presentation that business owners use to introduce their business idea or startup to potential investors, partners, or customers. You can also uh, like pitch your deck to your incubation founder or anyone to get into an incubation center. I will teach you how to make an incubation center so that it will convince your potential investor, partner, or any incubator owner. It will just convince them. You like the key is whatever you make, the enthuse should be transformed to everyone who is listening in a simple manner. So the key aspects that your pitch deck should cover, the problem that you are solving. This is the important thing that you should add it first. So the problem that you are solving, and that should be unique. That should be a USP, unique selling point, and your solution. These are the two things that you should add, and your target market. So every business will have a target audience. So this is the major thing that you should add. And if you have already founded a startup, and if you already got a customer, you should add that we have made all these achievements with these many years, and we have got a and we will be moving on to be, this is scalable to this much amount. So you should always have the uh, uh, forecasted, or the existing market needs of your own product, and how you are going to make money out of it. You can, if you are a service startup, you can just obviously make money, but when you are servicing your customers. So when you are a kind of product customers, you might include subscription plans, and there's a lot more other ways. You can just pop up ads and make money. And you should introduce your team, because that gives the credibility, that gives how hardworking you and your team are. And financial projection is the most important thing. You should have a kind of financial projection, how the money is gonna flow, how much you're going to spend, and how much the expenditure will be, and how much you're making the profit, and in how many days, in how many years you will be returning back the money to the funder. So like pitch deck is something like this will help you to get to an sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you're very much. You're loud and clear. Please proceed.
Yes sir. So how much you, like how much funding needs you need, you can just open it up. But before that, you need to do a lot more research. You can't go to a fundraiser or a investor or an angel investor and go to them and ask without even researching, like with zero research, you should not go to them and ask for money. You should ask for money with a detailed research. So, and you should talk about the scalability. So the scalability means how much this can be scaled to, like what is the maximum scale. Tech startup, I hope tech startup don't have any scale, because it can be scaled to infinity. So most of the startups, they are coming in as a service industry. They are coming in as a service startup, and they are making products, and product startup, they are coming in as a product, and they are doing a service. So tech startups don't face scalability, but you can also do some research and make the scalability. And the length should be presented. It should be it should not be very lengthy. It should be up to 10 to 20 minutes only. And you should spark the interest to the investor. You should make him to come back to you again to make further discussion. It should not, the deal should not close immediately. So make sure of that you pass the enthu to them. Create a pitch deck. You'll be able to present it to any incubation center to gain the entry, or an investor to seek a funding. So if you have got a business idea or something, start yourself to make a pitch deck. So pitch deck will help you to make, like, to start with, to instead of making a product, if at all you made a product, okay. But if at all you're going to make, if you're in the 0 point, if you're in the day one, so make a pitch deck first. And once upon, like, every day you should refine your pitch deck, like job seekers refine their resumes every week. So if you have gotten pitch deck, you should refine your pitch deck every week, so that you can get to a better angel investor or a better investor to grow your startup in a simple manner. Let's move upon. So thriving behind the incubator. So you got into an incubation center, and you should always, like, move upon, like you should always move forward for a successful transition of your startup to a competitive open market. So there are certain rules that you need to take care, like, before getting out of the incubation center. So what's next with your stuff? So once you got into an incubation center, you would have gained a lot more knowledge, and your stuff, it would have maximized to the core, or it would have got to a good threshold. So you should have a sustainable growth. Your company should grow sustainably. Network expansion, you should, most critically, like, it is the most crucial point, that you should have a good network. Like, to everyone or anyone you meet, you should make a good network with them. Financial independent, you should not be dependent financially. You can be, but your startup should not be financially dependent. Adaptability, your startup, or it might be product or service, it should adapt to both, like, any kind of market needs, whether the market goes down, or the market goes up. Your startup should be adaptable. Because consider, in a good case, the market goes up, and the need for your service or your product goes up with the scale. So you just need to have the people to recruit, to make it in a balanced manner. Your team should be development. That is what it is. You should develop your team. Your market presence should be there. You should always use the current social medias like LinkedIn, Instagram, to make your presence there. It's good to make your presence there with the good content that you make. Like operational efficiency, your operations, you should always have people operations and stuff to make your like operations in a good manner. People operations, they used to call it as HR, human resource. People operations, both are same in such a way. Like, people operations used to interact with the employees in your startup, and they will help you to scale your productivity. They will help you to measure your productivity. Continuous innovation, you should not stop that I have made a service, that I have made a startup. You should continuously innovate something new. At least you should hire one guy, or you should be that one guy who do R&D on your own product. You should be the crucial tester of your own product. So that helps you when some user is using your product, and when it hits a bug. So that will not be a kind of a good scenario there. You should be a crucial tester. You should not show mercy when you're testing your product. Like, you should be the crucial tester. And strategic partnerships, you can always partnership with other startups to grow it. And long-term vision, you should have a long-term vision what you're going to do in the next year or the next 3 months or the next quarter of the year. So potential transformation for the startup. If you have got a startup, so how it can be potentially transformed. Let us look at it in the next slide. So your startup after getting out of an incubation center. So incubation center, it's a kind of, the name even suggests that the incubation, that it's a kind of baby and it's growing to an adult. So after growing, if a company is growing as an adult, it can be funded companies. You can just go to the venture capitalist or the angel investor and make it
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I mean, your slide is not moving. We are in the key aspects that your pitch deck should cover. We are in the same, in that particular slide. You need to move to the next slide, please.
Sir, is it now got transition, sir? Oh. One second, sir. Let me disconnect it and. Sir, is it visible now? Thriving beyond the incubator.
Yeah. Very much clear. Thank you,
Yes.
and sorry for the trouble.
No,
Thank you.
no worries, sir. No worries. So thriving beyond the incubator, as I said before, successfully transitioning into a great company or a great startup. So let us move on. Let me tell this to you again. So sustainable growth. You should always have a sustainable growth to become a big company. Like your company should have a sustainable growth. It should not be fluctuating. And network expansion, like I already said, you should form network. You should do networking. You should find people who are in the same wavelength or who do the same kind of service or a product. You should network with them to make expansions, financial independence, and your company, your startup should be financially independent to to move on to the next thing. Adaptability, as I said before, whether the market is growing, whether the market is on the peak or whether the market is on the lowest point, your startup should be adaptable. So whether when it is low, you should make plans to pay all your employees. Whether it is on the maximum, whether the market is on the maximum point, you should plan it accordingly to to get orders and convince your clients, satisfy your clients, or you should make plans to hire more people when the market is in the higher stage. Team development, it comes with the adaptability. You should always have a good team developed so that the newcomers, they will teach the old people in the startup will teach the newcomers. Market presence, your presence should always there in the market. Your presence can be made with the help of the existing social media. So you should always make your presence with the good content that should not be poking anyone. That should not be it should only comprise, or it should only show about your own product or service. It should not poke the other competitor. Consider you got a computer and you should not poke the other with your social media, like showing your market presence. Take a note of it. Operation efficiency, this shows the people operations that every startup will be having. So people operations will interact with the people, employees in the startup, and they will make the next plans. They will help you to measure the productivity of the startup. Continuous innovations. So you should always innovate things and stuff. If you just innovated a service, you should always never stop. You should always innovate new services. Strategic partnerships. So you should always partnership with other startups who is like you or not like you. It depends. So if they are going to be the same kind of service that you are providing or the same kind of product that you are doing, you can just always make a good deal with them to become a partners. Or it's your own thinking on, it's your own decision to make. So you can also go to some other startup who is doing a different kind of service, and you can just make a partner so that you combinedly make a good service together. So this is about strategic partnerships. So this will, if you're going to do this, so your both of the companies will grow together, and your presence in the market will be good, and your adaptability will be good. Eventually you will be financially independent. So with this, all this stuff is interconnected in a kind of manner. So long-term vision, you should always have a long-term vision of what you're going to do in the next quarter or in the next year. So like your startups can get transformed to any of these companies. Once again, yeah. So your startups can be funded companies. So while you're in an incubation center, you can just go to a venture capitalist or angel investor or a crowdfunder. You can be a funded company in the first case, or a bootstrap company. Bootstrap company, you might have heard about Zoho, Gozen. Like Gozen is like it was founded by Ambimurthy sir. He owned he founded Alamaram too. All those companies are bootstrap. What is mean by bootstrap? Simple, like they will make money out of their own startup and they will invest it on their own startup. They don't go for funding. It's all about a tree growing upon its own self without any support. That is called a bootstrap company. Example is Zoho and Gozen, and there are a lot more other companies. Small business administration, you might go to the bank and get the loan to make it as a big company. Corporate backed startups, there if your product is good, if your product is damn good, and if you're providing a good service out of it, corporates, you don't need to go to them. In most of the cases I have seen, they used to come to you and give out the fund, and they will establish with their own corporate. So it's corporate backed startups and grant funded companies. Like for MSMEs, so like I should have said this before, like if you're going to make a startup, you like the Indian government is providing a scheme. It's a kind of plan called Udayam MSME plan. It's called micro and mini startups. So you can just go to it and register yourself. You can just do it with your own laptop or system within a day. So you can just register your startup, but that should be unique. You should have all your PAN card and details to start with. That's it. So they will provide fund. You can get that fund and make your own startup or a company. It's called grant funded companies. Joint ventures, as I said before, you can just combine two companies. You can just partner with other companies to make it like as a joint venture companies. So these are the possible cases. And about the snippet, so this snippet is the app which I have made as a college student. I made it in my first year. So what it actually does is, so I found a problem. Let me tell you about my own story. I will like finish it fast. So I found a problem that most of the guys, particularly me, found it difficult to find the events like club events and other college events. I just need to surf into social media to get into it. But most of the time I get distracted. The social media is overcrowded, and I just thought about a solution to like bypass this, to make a bridge from the club owners or the club members to the people. So always the club owners or the ones who own the club, they just need people to get to their events, and the people, they just need events. So these are the simple two key points that I had in mind. So I made snippet with Java. So now it is in Flutter. So initially I made it with Java. So what I did is, so I made it in such a way that all the events which are getting conducted in my college are made to snippet. So anyone in my college can get to my app to know about the events. So initially there were 90% of the clubs got onboarded to my snippet from my college, and only 10% of them didn't get the chance. Like they had a long face, and they had a kind of, why should we get into snippet to get to know about their events? We got Instagram to publicize that our own events. And even me and my friends saw once in the auditorium. Like let me tell you the story. So we made an event, like we published the event in snippet. So that day the auditorium was completely full, and that event was completely rocking. And the other day, that one club which didn't onboard to the snippet, like since they didn't onboard to us, we didn't make the event to the snippet. So we went to the auditorium, irrespective of whether we like register to it or we didn't register it. We went to the auditorium, and we see like only a few members, only the few of their club members and their close friends joined the meet, like joined the auditorium, and it was a flop. So that really was a great day for me. That snippet is really working in my own college, and so that really made me to grow it up. So we are a team of 18 members in Snippet, and I really need to thank them all. And we are in 35 plus institutions, not like we are in IITs. Most of the IITs, we are in IIMs, we are in NITs, and most of the other colleges. Like initially, we were outreaching colleges. Now that the colleges, the clubs, they started coming to us, and they wanted to get onboarded to Snippet to publicize their own events. So this is what I made it. So we are also, if like the meeting, the people who are in the meeting who are willing to be the part of it, I will share the Gmail ID. You can just ping us up so that we can work together. Like we can, like most of the people in the snippet are YB. That's how we do a lot more greater things. Now, like we got it to Apple too. Initially, it was not for Apple. My app was not to made for Apple, and I just made it to Apple too. And we are reaching 5K plus downloads. So it's all about my own thing. And is there any question should I answer? Hello.
Yes, Mr. Karthik, we have a Q&A session. Once you
Yes.
are done with your presentation, we'll proceed with that.
Sure.
We have validated the questions that are received from the participants.
Yes, sir.
So same will be projected very soon.
Sure,
And,
sir.
once you're through with the presentation, we can go ahead.
Sure, sir.
Right. Mr. Karthik, can you stop presenting so that I will continue?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jay Karthi, now we are going to share the questions that are received from the participants at the time of registration.
Yes, sir. I will answer them.
Questions you have already answered as a part of your presentation. Anyhow,
Yes.
here we have few queries.
Sure.
And once you finish answering, if any open questions are there, participants are requested to post the questions in the chat window.
Sure, sir. I will answer them.
And before that, I would like to invite our chairman, Mr. Saravana Kumar sir, to tell about the special initiatives of the Computer Society of India.
Thank you, Dr. Maharaj. Yeah, thank you very much, one and all, for taking time away from your busy, hectic schedule to join this important session. But as Computer Society of India, we have a lot of initiatives, and from CSA Coimbatore chapter perspective, we have knowledge sharing and skill development sessions by subject matter experts, which is happening every second Wednesday and fourth Wednesday. Second Wednesday, we have knowledge sharing session by subject matter experts. And the fourth Wednesday, we are having knowledge sharing sessions by passionate, aspiring students like our Sri Jaya Karthi. And we are also planning to have faculty development programs. We are going to have industry expert workshops, and we are also going to have regional level initiatives like these programs and others. And also, we already conducted online sessions for differently abled students, basically visually challenged, which was conducted by visually challenged trainer. We are going to continue to have many more sessions which will also enable differently abled people. And Apart from that, I just want to highlight one aspect of Surya. Harish Mitra, could you please go on mute? Yeah, I just want to highlight one particular aspect of Sri Jayakarthi, which I missed out earlier. In fact, he has won the first place at Pragyan Hackathon, which was conducted at NIT Trichy during February 2024. Pragyan, I think, as most of you are aware, is the premier techno management fest at NIT Trichy and the only ISO certified student-run hackathon in India. I'm sure that this experience would have been incredibly rewarding, and I think it would have been a great validation for Jayakarthi's skills. And the next session, our next session is going to be based on SaaS. The topic would be SaaS, revolutionizing IT, how cloud-based solutions are transforming businesses. This is going to be conducted in the second Wednesday of August, which would be 14th of August 2024. And the speaker is going to be one Mr. Karunakaran, who's working as associate consultant for SaaS integration at Elusian Higher Education Systems. And I would request all of you to please, stay tuned and do attend our future sessions, and do share our events with your friends, family, colleagues, so that the maximum number of people could get benefited. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear Mr. Jayakarthi, this is the Q&A session.
Yes, sir.
And here we have the list of questions that are consolidated from the registration form.
Amusement product and an active product. Sir, to be frank, even I need to look upon it. Let me go to the next question. How can we make a non-profitable startup idea in tech into a one from which we get revenue? Like non-profitable, like the name even suggests, how can you make a non-profitable stuff and get revenue? Like you can make revenue out of a non-profitable thing, but you should always you cannot make profit out of it. So that's the non-profitable startup. How do you define a good idea from a bad one? How do you predict your market cap for the? Yeah, the good idea is something which should solve the problem for a mass number of people. So a good idea should be something which is more effective, more optimized, and it should be unique out of the others. So that is considered to be a good idea and should always work upon it to make it as a working model. That's it. So how students get into startup without financial knowledge? What is the first step to become an entrepreneur? The first step is to become an entrepreneur is to work upon your idea. So that is the first step. So the second thing is to research more. You should learn more from the internet so that you will get more ideas, so that you can just start upon it. Always about this financials, all you can always get to an auditor while you do, like when you are going to do an MSME registration. You just need an auditor, so you can just know the financial knowledge. So from them. So if you are a student, they will obviously help you. How to start networking with people who are exclusively in the incubation stage for it. Okay, so as I mentioned, I will share you the link once again. So these are the most startups in Coimbatore, incubation centers. It's a kind of PDF. Yes. So you just need to go and text them. Like you just need to go and mail them. They'll just for sure reply to you, so that you can just start your networking with them. I'm a second year student who have a mini project, but I didn't know where to start. Yes, I'll be able to guide you So if you are a second year student, so if you're a second year student, if you've got an idea, that's really great. So if you've got a mini project, first you should think the things which I told you. Who are the target audience you do have? So how you're going to scale it up? What are your marketing? How you're going to market? So with that, you can just make it as a startup. I will send my email. So suggest the incubation centers operating in Coimbatore. Yeah, I've shared the link. So what would be the first thing that a person need to have or build or to launch? The first thing, yeah, you and then you should need to work upon it to make it as a product or a service. That is the first thing. Make a pitch deck so that it will be you when you are also like you should always do negative advocating. Like that is the most important thing. Like you should think in everyone's aspect. You should think from everyone's point of view to move upon. So uh, that will be the first thing when you make a pitch deck. So you should do how it will look for your own partners, how it will look for your own angel investor. You should see in from their own point of view. So that will help you to make a pitch deck. So you should always make a pitch deck first. Please share the thoughts and ideas how to incubate the text. Yeah, like I have shared you the link, so you can go to that, and also you can get to alamaram.com to get yourself. You have got an apply button there. You can apply, but the bar of getting in is uh, it's a kind of tech, tricky. I hope you just need to have a pitch deck. You just need to convince the founder to get into an incubation system. Lessons learned failure. Yeah, like I've seen failures. Like you should always learn from your own failures. You should not fed up. So yeah, I've seen many failures. So my app, like on 28th June, it got completely crashed, and all my teammates, they were like, most of my teammates don't know. Like my software team knows that it got crashed, and others didn't know that it got crashed. They were working like the admin team and the relational team, they were working, and the social media team were working. They didn't know. Most of the members know. Only my software team know that. So the thing is, if you have got a team, if it's a kind of failure, so if you could bear it, you should not tell it to everyone else. If you couldn't bear it, at that case you should tell it to everyone else. So that's how you should face failures. Is it possible for an outside college to yes, you are. Yes, you will be able to register with this snippet. I will send you the link. Join with the not only colleges, other communities can register to snippet to publicize their events. Gmail.com. We are also, once again, let me check the mail. Join with this snippet. Yes. So you can also, if you want to work with us, you can also ping us in this mail. So we will be getting back to you. Our people operations will be getting to you. So they will talk with you. Most probably they will take you in. I hope. I don't know. I'm not the one who is going to decide who should be in, because I see everyone in a good manner, because but people operation, they always look into the productivity. So that's how it works. So is there any other questions, like open questions?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Jay Karthik.
Yes, sir.
Friends, if you have any other questions, you can post it in the chat window. Or if you are in a position to unmute, please unmute your mic and ask. Please proceed.
Yes. Uh, like if you are going to get to an incubation center, they will obviously help you out to make you better. You just need to move upon. First of all, like check whether, like you should check whether they are going to seek for equity. Like if they are going to seek for equity, the first step you should do is to go to an auditor or someone to make sure that it is fine to give that much equity to them. So if they are genuine, if your idea is good, you can always proceed.
Mr. Karthi,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Girishan, I just want to have a question with you. You are saying
Yes, sir.
that even today, the school students are also in the process of incubating and having a startup and all. I just want to know in what area are they doing this startup? Is
Yes.
it the technical area or is it?
No, sir. School students are not into technical stuff. They are into other stuff. So this meeting is all about tech startups because I made one. So startups can be anything. It can be industrial startup. It can be a kind of product which you make with your own team and you sell it. So it's a kind of that. So that even for that they'll be making a pitch deck. So it's all about that, sir.
Right. Mr. Jayakarthi, from my side, I have a query.
Yes, sir.
It is related to the stability and the continuity of your app. Just now
Yes.
you said that on June 28th there was an unexpected event that made your
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
app to have outage.
Yes, sir.
So here the thing is, you'll be collecting a lot of details from the teams that are hosting their events. How
Yes, sir.
secure is your system with regard to the event organizer details and other participant details?
Yes, sir. Simply, we don't collect any personal information. We used to collect the information that are public. So no personal information will be collected. So once, even if the app is hacked, or most probably it will not, because the complex system that we have made will not allow anyone to brute force it. And we are not going to get any personal information. It's all about the public information that we are going to get. So there is no such kind of optionality or kind of options to make that, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Participants from your side, if you have any queries, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next segment of the session. Right. If there are no further queries, then we'll move on to the next segment of the session. Now I invite our secretary, Dr. E.K. Girisan, to propose vote of thanks.
Excuse me, sir. 1 second, sir.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Jayakarth.
Yes, sir. I just need to thank people who just helped me to do so. I just need to thank Kumar, sir, because he just mentored me in many cases. The positive vibe he gives me, it's really great. The special, and I need to give out a special thanks to Sudhadevi ma'am, my tutor, Radhika ma'am, Suganti ma'am, my HOD, Anuj sir, he's an industrialist. Again, Kumar sir, who just mentored me, Prasant Ganesh sir. So he's my college alumnus. He's owning a company. He's also an entrepreneur. So he's owning a company named Prescale. And Ambimurthy sir, so he's the founder of Alamaram. Shaktimala ma'am, my dean. Sendil sir, my MBA HOD. Like, I'm from MSc, but he's MBA HOD. He gives me many insights. And my team, who is just making this all. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Girisan, sir. Now we can take over.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening to all present here. It's my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on this evening for the webinar on startup idea to startup, how to incubate a tech startup, which is organized by the Computer Society of India, Coimbatore chapter. My sincere thanks to the guest and resource person of this evening, Mr. Jayakarthi, who is presently doing his third year MSc Integrated Data Science program at the Coimbatore Institute of Technology, and is also the founder of the app, The Snippet. It was a wonderful session for all of us to know more about the process and procedures to incubate a tech startup. Your examples with the case studies would have been help to all the audience who are eagerly looking forward for the inputs from your side. And as well as your own story, which was inspiring and which was informative to all of us. From the Computer Society of India, we thank you, and we also wish you all success in the future endeavors. whatever you are into. I also thank your mentor, our chairman, Mr. Sarvanakumar sir, who was a backbone for arranging this program. And also thanks to all the 63 odd participants who have joined virtually and who have made this event an interactive and informative one. Many thanks to all the MC members of our chapter for your valuable presence this evening. Thanks to Dr. Maharajan sir for the Master of Ceremony, and also to our office staff, Mr. Durvas, for contributing for the successful event which was held today. My gratitude goes to the faculty members and students who have joined this evening from various institutions and also participated actively. And we also expect these kind of participants more from you. Please spread the message. And we are, as our chairman was saying, we are having every month 2 events, and we are also planning for more. We expect more number of participants from various institutions across Coimbatore. Thanks to those who have asked questions as well. Once again, I thank you all for joining this webinar on the idea from idea to startup. Thank you all. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for proposing vote of thanks. Now it's time to know about certain other announcements that are there as a part of our chapter. As informed by our chairman, every month we have 2 meetings that are happening in online mode, one by an industry expert and another one by a student practitioner about the emerging trends or about their experiences. And apart from that, as informed by our chairman, we have a lot of other events that are in pipeline for happening. So stay tuned with us to know more about it. The feedback
sorry to
link.
interrupt. Yes. The feedback link has been posted. The audience, the participants can kindly fill the form. And one more thing is, since many of them are from college and other institutions, the CSI is now open for accepting the applications for institution membership and also as well as the individual membership. If it is needed, you can connect with our office and get the applications filled, and you can apply. This is for the institutions as well as individual membership, CSI membership. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. Thanks for the announcement, sir. Dear participants, please fill the feedback form. The link is posted in the chat window.
Thanks, attend once again, Sri Jayakarthi. Your session was really, what to say, an eye-opener, I should say, for many of the budding entrepreneurs. Thank you once again. Thanks for joining, and good night, all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Jayakarthi, for the wonderful session. And you have given the links also that will be useful for the participants. Dear participants, thank you very much. As informed by our chairman and secretary, please stay tuned. You will be able to receive a lot of inputs in the days to come. And here is our contact details. The Coimbatore chapter office contact details is also shared in the chat window. You can make use of the same to reach us. The participants, feedback form submission is very much essential to send you the participant certificate. So those who successfully submit the feedback form will be receiving the e-certificate in a couple of days.